Darling, I care for you more than my own self. Darling, I share with you all goodness and wealth. Said we can have just one night, or we can have one whole life if we play it cool. Yeah. We can have that one thing, or we can have everything if our hearts are true. Girl, slow down. Girl, let me love you. Darling, slow down. Let me get to know you.
Baby, I've been fantasizing, just looking in your eyes. You know I'm looking for more, and you're what I've been praying for. This kind of love don't come around like this. I'm not one to play around like this. It's so real, and I love how it feels. I love it when we slowly sway. I love it when we think the same thing. I love the way we move, the way we move. Yeah. We can have every night, yeah. We can have every day. Ooh, I want you to. I need you.
Title Slow Down, and it's music by Skip Marley, and
his grandson.
Yeah, I know.
Bob Marley's grandson.
Yeah. Wow. I think it's in the blood, man.
That's why I said wow.
So Damien, Ziggy, all those Mali boys, you know. Yeah. Let me just keep quiet. I'm going to talk about Lauryn Hill and
and this guy picked his grandfather's genes too much.
I mean, in terms of looks, in terms of voice,
everything,
height,
is just like the
everything.
grandfather.
Skip has it all. Skip has it all. So earlier on, I was asking you which constituency he belongs to. He says Kwadaso constituency. That's the constituency Lustani belongs to. What constituency do you belong to? Now, it is well known that Parliament's basic function is lawmaking. I mean, that's what we all know them to do when they go to Parliament. They are lawmakers. However, a number of functions are also incidental to the performance of this function. Among others, the following can be clearly identified as functions performed by the Parliament of Ghana. So I just want us to refresh our minds. For example, the role of Parliament is in terms of financial control, i.e. power over the purse, oversight of the executive branch, and representational forum and deliberative functions are some of the things that parliamentarians do. But aside all these roles, people in their respective constituencies, like you belong to a constituency, people in respective constituencies expect their MPs to be able to have the right lobbying skills so they can bring development to their constituencies. So if you're a member of parliament, knows people in the various ministries, knows the president, he should be able to engage so you get development. So your roads, schools, health facilities and stuff like that should be able to be done for you. But aside from all this, there are three statutory funds that play important roles in the country's education, health, as well as other social amenities that can bring about development. So mention can be made of For example, the health insurance fund that is available for parliamentarians, they can have access to the health insurance fund that would enable them, bring development by way of health to the various constituencies at the local level. Also available for them is Get Fund, right? So there's amount of money available for MPs to be able to fall on as Get Fund money, and then they can, use to improve educational facilities in the constituency. And then the almighty one, the MP's Common Fund, is also available. The MP's Common Fund is also available. That can be used to help the people at the local level. So knowing that there are these three, funds available, and looking at your constituency, how will you rate the performance of your MP over 10? Eugene and I belong to the same constituency, the Ofarukum constituency. Dr. Mafo is our MP. I'll be rating him myself this morning. But I would like to hear from you. Our WhatsApp number is 05511119995. All right, 05511119995. Let's be honest with our ratings. Let's be sincere with our ratings. Listen, so if you look at the works done by your MP in the constituency, you think that he or she deserves some 8, some 9 over 10, give it to that person. It tells the person that work done is appreciated. So by way of health, by way of education, by way of roads, by way of amenities and all that, rate your MP this morning. But again, if it's not good, tell us about it. For all you know, it is going to serve as an impetus to help that MP sit up and do better between now and election 2024. Eugene is with me. Leo Stanley is with me. Leo, would you want to rate your MP this morning? The Kwadaso MP?
I don't know much about him, but yeah, I mean, being honest.
That's Kingsley Nyako.
Yeah.
Dr. Kingsley Nyako.
Dr. Kingsley Nyako. The last time I saw him was when Dr. Baumia came there to when he was on a campaign lunch, and then they did a program at Methodist Retreat Center. I live just around that area, so I saw everything that was going on. So that was the first time I saw the MP for the area. And in terms of development in Kwadaso, Kwadaso has two parts: the original town, the old town, and the what I might call the new site. But when you go to the old town, Kwadaso, that's where I have a big problem with. The place hasn't seen any facelift, nothing, zero for the past whatever. If somebody was living there who died 100 years ago, came back today and saw the place, it will still be that same place he left.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and on top of that, is the crime rate in the area. Because there are a lot of the teeming youth, hundreds of them, if not thousands, that are, they don't have anything to do with their lives. They're just unemployed, doing drugs, violence, and stuff. I mean, I see this because I know this because there are a lot of police raids in that area. When you go to where they call the Bolakasim, for instance, the Wood Village over there. So, if anything, I would want to see him do something about the development of the Kwadaso Old Town. Some changes need to be seen. I mean, it can't be like this forever. It's not good at all. There are a lot of young people there, ages 10, 11, 12, running around, being exposed to the same thing over and over again. So when you look at it, it sort of has become a cycle that doesn't see any end in sight. And if there is an MP who can make laws or who can lobby, try and bring some sort of development to that area, it will be good. But apart from that, I think the rest is okay. I mean,
the rest is okay. Like so you have good markets. You have let's say good health facilities.
Yeah. So about the health facilities, there is the SDA one that is private, just there, which serves a lot of people in that area. And the
LGS hospital is a private facility.
It's for the church, isn't it?
It's for the church. Yeah. And then there are a number of schools there. And one big problem, I wanted even to take videos and bring them, but I didn't have a phone with me when I was. The school they built for creative arts, that huge, and also Akahonum, So over the weekend, I was on a walk. I passed there. I even went inside, but unfortunately, because I was going on a walk, I didn't take a phone. And some boys. The boy, I asked him, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I'm security." I asked him, a lot of questions he couldn't give me any answer. For me, probe question was me buy hand chair, you me buy hand chair. Who brought you here? Is it some company that brought me here?
So that's also adding up to abandoned projects.
You know, so
in our region.
And as I was saying, by the time we come back and say that we want to complete it, they will tell us that structural integrity are weak, so we have to pull it all down again. Why do we always throw money away and then waste it like that? Facility now, how beautiful it is, how on the skill. And also all the promises that were made. We are in 90% complete. We will be 100% complete this time, but so those are the two major.
How will you rate your MP?
My MP,
Dr. Clinton Nyarko.
As I said, I don't really know him, so it'll be difficult.
No, it's not about him, but the work done.
I mean, yeah, I haven't seen anything. But you
enumerated a couple of things. I mean, unemployment you think is high there, according to you.
Yeah.
You think that, crime rate is quite high, and again, you're attributing it to rates that happen by police personnel and stuff like that. I mean, that creative arts school is still, it's sincere. So basically, you can be able to do something.
Oh, yeah, I'm not, I'll say I'm not impressed.
Over 10?
2. Maybe. Yeah.
Eugene, Oforiko constituency, that's where you belong to. You and I, huh?
Yes.
And I would like for you to also talk about Oforiko constituency, what you wish to have seen by way of development and all that. And of course, the MP for the area is Dr. Mafo.
Dr. Emmanuel Mafo
is MP for the Oforiko constituency. But before you speak, listen, imagine getting rewarded for doing something you already do every single day. Well, I'm sure that it sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Momo Seizing is all about. There's something for everyone. Download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant either through the QR code or the merchant ID and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly plus other amazing prizes. Now, our merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive big payments and win. Now, keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. Now, there are lots and lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone, including you. So, what are you doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay and more points and win big this Momo season. Now, visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. Yeah, usually. Oforiko.
David, per the 2020 register roll, Oforiko constituency had 107,273 registered voters. 107,273 voters. Let's not forget that these are not inclusive of people between a day old to 17 years. Because if you are not 18, you cannot get on the register. Now, David, when it comes to the Oforiko constituency, they have about 15 electoral areas. That tells you how humongous or how huge the constituency is. These are the 15 electoral areas. We have Ahimbronum, we have Aroga East, Aroga West, we have Ahomaso Bebre, and I fall within that area, but I won't say precisely where. We have Aprade and Mesiwam. We have Ayeduase Kote Chumduase.
That's where I follow.
We have Ayija Akatago. We have Ayija Zongo. We have Bomso, the Duakon Kodie Krum Apemso. Then have Emena Buedi Apiedu Kokobeng. We have Kentin Krono Nsenie Odium. We have Oforikrum East, Oforikrum West, and Tech. So these are the 15 electoral areas under the constituency. How will I rate my MP? Oforikrum has one of the poorest roads. At least every time I come, I pass through Lord K, through where the veterinary school is. That stretch of road keeps deteriorating every day. Recently there was an accident on that road and it was quite serious. Now when you use that stretch getting to Buedi and so those people on that stretch, they have a solid relationship with the Swami, sellers of shock absorbers. Because every week you need to go and fix your car. One of the poorest road networks in the Ashanti region is in the Oforiko constituency. Now, David, again, that is rules. It's not good. Now, David, recently I got the opportunity to go to Kentin and Senior. There's a school there. Jesus Christ.
School, huh?
David.
Do you recall the name of the school?
I'll get it for you.
All right.
Charlie, it's just bad. And again, there's another school where we took the sanitary part, the first one. The infrastructure in the school, dirt everywhere. The Ofurikrum DA, the where the madam called and we took the sanitary part.
I'm happy to touch on because
they are not paved.
You saw me writing, eh? Those are the things I'm concerned about.
Yes, David, the school is not paved. There's too much. And see, we are not saying, and let me say this caveat. We are not saying the MP should take the job of the MCs, but MPs are agents of change. And I always cite Educhum and Okudzeto Ablakwa.
Educhum is for Bosomche.
David, Okudzeto Ablakwa is not he's even an opposition MP. But in Ghana today, what do you hear your MP through NDC? His visibility, his social media engagement, he being on the grounds, we see on the national scale, advocacy for the people, we see it's palpable, it's within your face. So you may not even like the NDC, you may not even like the MP for his whatever, but you can see how he's there for his people. David, I've lived in the Ofurikrum constituency for a year now. I don't know my assembly member. I don't know my MP. There's never been a community engagement of a sort, nothing. In my 4 years at Subi, and I'll come to Subi to Eugene Boachienchi. The same thing. Now, David, that is rules. Another thing that I don't see is proper planning. Dr. Mahafu is a PhD holder, very respected academic. But if when it comes to Ofurikrum, look at what they do to the Kote Park. There's too much containerization. It's bad. And Ofurikrum is choked. Apart from KNUST, the rest of Ofurikrum looks too chaotic. Just I went to Aronga Junction a few minutes ago before I came. David, look at where the fire incident happened. In the middle of the city, at least there should be some structure, of a sort. And David, there's also no jobs. Because of this conference, I spoke to some people within my area. For security, I can't mention, but around Odium and Homaso. Most of them hand to mouth. And there's a creeping security issue that I don't know whether the head of the MUSEC, the Municipal District Security Council, has discussed with the MP. Where you see a lot of these, I think in Chi they call Manfrafo, and they'll be holding holes and cutlasses walking within the neighborhood that they want to, weed around and all that. We know them. Yeah. And that security issue too is there. So David, for me, if I'm rating Dr. Mahafo, yes, I've lived in the constituency for getting to 2 years. Roads are bad, especially David Bebre when it rains at Odium, where recently the rain took away one gentleman. And even the MC considered that because he stays in Ahoma, so for him to dodge the traffic lights, he comes to use that Bebre stretch. David, the road
the traffic, not necessarily the traffic lights.
Yeah, dodge the traffic. Yeah, he used that. It is bad when it rains. It's unmutuable.
Before you rate him, you recall this whole conversation we're having stems from what happened last week Friday, when there was a fire outbreak in that same constituency, the Ofurikrum constituency, where there's no fire tender for almost a year.
Not for almost a year. And they said a year.
Fine.
It's almost it's a year.
As a 6 months and not 7 months. Okay, so a year. Now, even when it comes to relief items, there's none to be given to people of the fire, the victims. And so these small monies that are supposed to bring relief change the
face of the constituency.
Exactly. What is he doing with the monies? If the money is not coming, come and tell us, people who vote for you. That's coming back. But if the money comes, what have you used the money for? What have you been able to lobby for to bring development to this area? So I live in that same constituency. There's no fire tender. So Jabi says, they go frame in share for them.
David, for that one, I will not so much agree with you. This is why. You see, that's why I said that. I said the premise as an MP, you lobby. You lobby. So even if the common fund, and that is bad, and the last time I said it is a bad reflection on how we see decentralization in this country. For common fund not to be paid 7 months means that we are not serious about decentralization. I agree. But if when we are a member of parliament, and I'm not a first-time member of parliament for Ofurikrum, this is the second term, right? Or David, I'm lying. That's the second term.
Yeah.
So meaning that he came at a time where his government was in power. And I'm saying that when you even compare some of the MPs in power to opposition MPs, listen, because if your government is in power, the road minister is a colleague member of power. You can lobby him. Right? When the bridge collapsed, we did a whole show and applauded Kwame Nkrumah. And I applaud Dr. Manfo for that when the rain took the 51-year-old woman at Aroga.
And the bridge was constructed.
Exactly. But the other bridges, they are not constructing. But and you came in 2016, David, you came in 2016, at the time your government has also what? Assumed power. So for your 2 terms, your all buying room. So what lobbying have you done? Babri Rose, not fixed. Kotei, not fixed. Where that was supposed to stay, Apiedu, not fixed. Bwedi, not fixed. And certain key things that we have. Even the agenda 111, what is the state of the one for Oforikom? You know Oforikom doesn't have a district hospital. Oforikom doesn't have a district hospital. For the KNUST, even 800-bed teaching hospital, what has been the impact of the MP? And that is why I always say that I have a problem with MPs. When you call them, now they are shying away. When you did the series on the MMDCs, I nearly mentioned the name of the MP. Also, slow down.
They don't want to talk. But listen.
Yes, come and account for your stewardship.
You know what pressure is, don't you? If we don't have.
But we saw one this week. The person agreed to come. Should I mention the name? We did the flyer, shared it around.
Relax.
Person, you go to the morning. Say,
what I want to say is about the fire tender. I know that, and I intentionally gave out the roles of members of parliament, and also added what they can do with the NHIS, fund, the common fund, and of course the GET fund. But when you have a member of parliament who cares about the constituency and is aware that for over a year, there's no fire tender in the constituency, if he's mounting pressure on powers that be, if the regional minister is mounting pressure on powers that be, if the MC is mounting pressure on powers that be, what would happen? With all this pressure, we would have a fire tender. I get what I'm saying. It is not his direct responsibility.
Exactly.
But he has a role to play.
That's the point. And David, they are not even active.
When I started, you were like, you know what? But the point is, he has a role to play.
David.
So do it such that who fall under that Oforikom constituency, I know that's a BB to CCR. Look at the KNUST population. If attached with 1 million times. But if something should happen at KNUST right now, they go fire tender right now become Dumja.
Exactly, David. Let me give you a practical thing that happened yesterday. You know, yesterday when Honorable Stephen Amoah left, Dr. Stephen Amoah, and he's a soon-to-be lawyer, by the way.
Oh yeah.
When we were having our conversations, Apuzo told him one thing that most of the things you've done, and you know Apuzo, Charlie Sharp guy, ideas man, that why are you not social media active, David? Today, if you want to track Oforikom MP, what is done? Which source are you going in the 21st century? At this Obetra studio, no better what be busano, and be an you get the point I'm making. See, there's this guy I always mention, and I've never seen him anywhere. The Western of regional minister, I think he's one Jojo Roxon or something, and the voter regional minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha.
Yeah.
You know, he did the voter fair, and David, his face, everybody can go on his Facebook page. There's palpable visibility. Today, these MPs are under a regional minister. When you go to the RCC, what's the state of the website? Yeah. Nothing. The regional minister, no Facebook page, no update, nothing. Nothing. David, they should be able to. Oforikom should have a dedicated social. Look at the demography of you have a constituency that have undoubtedly, and this is not because I'm a no student or I'm a technocrat. The most impactful university in the world, KNUST, in your constituency. Now MP with Facebook page, no constituency, you should be updated when you go to the Western of Jojo. I'll find the name for you. He's called David. When you go today, almost everything in the constituency, you see, he's called Jojo Rocky Obin. When you go on Facebook page and just check Dr. Archibald Lecha, you see the things they are doing. But in the Ashanti region, you hardly see these things.
Listen, we're not here to necessarily, say we are running somebody down. No. Listen, we want development. Like I said a while ago.
Running now.
We're not running anybody down. We're not here to.
We pay them what?
Exactly. What I'm saying is this: I live in the Oforikom constituency. I need to have a fire tender. I deserve to have a fire tender, so that in case something happens, lives and property can be salvaged or protected. It's as simple as that. I drive home, and every time I'm driving on my poor roads, I'm complaining. Roads didn't yet. And I'm going to say this. I'm not saying this to again put anybody in any bad light. You know, last 2 years when we began the sanitary pad campaign, I sent messages to Furukum, MC, Kwame Nchi. I told him what we were doing. He responded. I sent similar message to Dr. Mafo.
Few. And David,
let's go to Subing, and then we'll open the phone lines.
David, on this note, let me applaud the member of parliament for Odo Tobri. Let me get. You know when you did the sanitary pad, we got there and they were like, MP Sono Bekasa. You remember?
Yeah, I do.
Then I was like, he's called Emmanuel Akwesi Jemfi. David, this gentleman, me come and okre, me see that. When I even see him, I don't recognize him. Yeah. That's why I even say MP for Jacoba. Apparently, the constituency is Odo Tobri. So that's where the Odo Tobri Rubber Bank comes from. Oh, okay. Now, David, when you go there, can you imagine that? Because he knows how Love FM solicited for pass, it was almost about 80,000 or so.
Yeah.
As a corporate social responsibility to Jacob Amansie Central, he rented the facility and even went ahead to feed us. Emmanuel Kwesi Jemfi, I don't know him.
And supported the people to get to the premises.
Exactly.
Some of them didn't have buses, some of them didn't have fuel. He supported.
And he liaised with the district health Ajwa, the lady we brought to do that.
And at the time, the health people and the education people were going to rent or hire the place.
And he told them no.
When he heard about it, he said, no, leave it for me to take.
See, Oforukrom MP, kwacha pado constituency, waje wo common fund no. Love FM don't pay corporate taxes here. You have testo kra wan fee. Me this thing, let's name and shame. See, the reason why I like the MC for Oforukrom is not because of anything. He updates us. And David, the last time he said it. And that is why the day they told him not to come the next day. That's the truth. Let's say it to our listeners. He said the truth. They have not paid common fund 7 months. Kwame Nchi cannot use his pocket money to run the constituency. So that's why we are saying that when we are, and David, I know that most scholars will give answers in the negative. But David, take this region, and I always say this, 42 MPs of a ruling party, at least 6 of them are cabinet out of the 19 cabinet ministers. David, cabinet, they only decided BBR. But look at the state of the region. And when you talk, people make it seem as if you are NDC or you hate them. We are saying that the MPs in this region are too lazy, are too lethargic. We don't see them. We only see them when there's a granting. Yeah. Look at what Leo said. Because Bamia is coming to Akwada to launch his campaign, because Bamia will know your position. David, look at the last time I saw Dr. Mafa, I remember. David, I always cite the Jojo guy and the Dr. Lecha. Do you know what Dr. Lecha did? And let me say this. He brought together Bernard Avle. He's from the Volta region. Our own MFA from the Volta region. Mama V, lawyer from the Volta. Do you know what they did? They called something the Volta Fair. And these things are things I've been to Volta. The last one's about 2 years. I see it on the internet. Where he organizes them because they are influential. They will bring together their friends and they will talk key Volta regional places. Then they will do a fair to mark the day. So you sell artifact to the world. Do you know what he's doing? He's bringing visibility to the Volta region. He's bringing investment to the Volta region. What is the equivalent you are doing for even Lake?
I hear you.
But when you say it, by now someone is in his regional office. Let's
talk about the Subing, because you lived under Subing for a while.
Don't let me go there. I'll get an issue. I won't talk about it.
But the point is, listen, you should assess your own MPU, and don't be deceived. Don't think that it is your pocket money that they're supposed to use to bring about development when it comes to local level governance. No, they have monies given to them as members of parliament. So they have Get Fund. Get Fund, they give themselves for education. They have health insurance for health.
They get committee allowances.
And then the MP's command fund. What impact has your MP brought to your constituency?
You've not explained the thing well. You see, let's explain the thing. The state of Ghana, the taxes we pay, we give some to them to do development. That is one. Common fund, Get Fund, common share. Then the MPs who do not get to be, because of the constitutional imperative, 51% of ministers have to come from parliament, which I think is a very bogus aspect of our democracy. Yeah. But let's move on. If you don't get to be a deputy minister like Steka, who is an MP and a deputy minister, you get to serve on boards. that board they pay allowances.
Yeah.
Recently, didn't the MPA buy iPhones for board members? We come down parliamentarian be decent.
But they'll tell you that how much do they get for the?
I'm telling you, they get rent.
Listen, so
they get rent in excess
we know those things.
Millions.
Their fuels and their cars.
They get fuels. They get even girlfriend allowances, which is not official, but it's also not official.
Bottom line, let's stick to the things that they are giving for them to operate with. The things they are given to operate with.
V8.
The GET fund.
Yes, one V8, one saloon car.
And of course the MP's common fund.
One saloon car.
How will you rate your MP over 10?
Oh,
the other ones that they benefit from is for their own personal use. But listen, give us a call. Yeah. Let's hear from you. Give us a call. 03220 83596 03220 83597 03220 83598. Did you get it? Or I should repeat? Okay, so I'll repeat the numbers for you. It's 03220 83596 03220 83597 and 03220 83598. How will you rate your MP? Over 10. Rate your MP. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernie. How are you?
I am good, Kofi.
Yes. Dave, sometimes we have to call a spade a spade. You, the president in Kumasi, and for that matter, Ashanti region, you don't help our cause. Look, let's take, for instance, yesterday what happened in your studio. People of Inshiaeso are complaining about their roads. You invited the MP for the area. He didn't want to answer questions about the road, but he wanted you to talk about or ask him about what he has done. For where? You invited him. He didn't come there himself to tell us what he has done. And for whatever reason best known to you, you also agreed and talked about what he has done. And at the end of the day, the importance of the road, we couldn't get it. He didn't.
So, I don't know whether he listened well. He didn't have his way. He didn't have his way. And the point is this. Did he talk about what he's been able to do? People he's met. He said he's spoken to Gambra. He said he's met with the roads minister. He says he's spoken to the boss even for urban roads in Accra. He touched on it. Bottom line, he says he's not going to spend 30,000 Ghana cedis to relocate a shrine. So he gave a response telling you that ultimately, so what else can I do? And it's not like he had his way. He didn't have his way on the show. Thanks, Kofi. You want to rate your MP? Let's speak to Kwame now. Hi, Kwame. Good morning.
Good morning, David. How are you?
Kwame, I'm well. I don't know which constituency you belong to, but I want you to rate your MP.
I stay in Ofoikum constituency, and I vote in the Menchia South. David, there are 42 MPs in Ashanti region. Do you know what they are doing? They are all chasing an unrealistic vice presidential position. They are not even thinking about what the problems of their people. They are all chasing one position, which is unrealistic that their government is going to be in power. David, the Ofoikum MP, may have heard that he says he's not going again. That's why he doesn't even care about us. Because you are an MP and you use the road from the Biakon to a Mena Hospital Junction to Kote to appear to Kokobeng, David, and you don't feel for the people, then you will be a wicked person. David, and where I vote, Menchia South, what has he done? Nothing. All he's doing is going around Ghana, mobilizing people just to support his vice presidential ambition, which he's not even going to get. David, the Ofoikum MP, or a wiki, Ankata, or a wiki. I'll give him 1. And where I vote, I'll give the MP 2.
That's Kwame sharing his view. How would you rate your MP? Over. Kofi Bedu, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so tell me about your constituency and how you rate your MP.
Dave, we are talking about development in our constituency. And when you talk of development, you are talking about electricity, hospitals, security, road, etc. And I think all these I'm at Ashanti constituency, and I think all these have been more or less provided in my constituency, except the stretch, the road from Asawaba to Asokolima, if you use the other lane, which where the gas filling station is, and all these were provided under our MP Muntaka. That's what we were made to understand. Electricity, road, hospital, security, and all that were provided by him. But with this stretch that I'm talking about, the gas filling station area there, when Alidu assumed office as an MCE, he made us to understand that those developments are not under the ambit of the MP. So, which means it's not Muntaka, but it is him who was the MCE. So he was coming to, fix the road from in that area, gas filling station there. But that Alidu came and worsened the situation. The situation over there.
Kofi, so tell me, how will you rate your MP? I want to know how you rate your MP. You say you belong to the Swansea constituency. Muntaka is your MP. How will you rate him?
Well, if the MPs are they're supposed to, bring the development in my constituency, I would think that I will give Muntaka 9.5%. 9.5%.
I hear you, Kofi Bedouin, and I told you the monies that they have available at their disposal that they can use. Joseph is also on the line. Hi, Joseph. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you, Joseph.
Yes. Yesterday, Ika came for studio, but I talked to Ika said, the American Ika, for now, I'm trying to say, I'm at studio. Now, I'm a man, I'm a bracket. You know, but trying to say, Rabbi Yechuma. We say now, opposition, we see the talk here, said, yeah, ba, we the TV, so now we are now here, ja. Yeah, Uncle Parliament say, on your day, on Rabbi ja, and Pancher. I found region people, so many people, MPC, greedy, they come over and back. No more a filling station near the other. You can't get anything for.
So, Joseph, how will you rate your MP? Over 10?
I'm getting to 2%.
I hear you, Joseph. He says he gives his MP 2%, and that's the Nshaiso constituency. But good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Yeah, Mr. Boateng, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name, please?
My name is Banahene.
Banahene, good to have you, Banahene. Boateng, call us back so we can talk. So, Banahene, which of the constituencies do you belong to? How will you rate your MP?
Okay, I am in the Etum Kumasi Edum constituency, wasn't it?
Constituency, yeah.
It's Subi.
Subi constituency, yes.
I mean, the Subi, I vote at the PAN. UG, I think UG is not doing well at all. In fact, if I'm to rate him, I'm not going to give him anything beyond 4 out of 10. See, all these things that are going on, it tells us that most of these Kumasi MPs, we are going to drop them. Most of them are going to go, so that we bring new people to come and replace them. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Next is Kwabena. And Kwabena says he belongs to the Atasamanso. Atasamanso is in Nshaiso, yes?
Yes,
so Atasamanso Kwabena, MP is Steka, who was with us yesterday. Let's hear you, Kwabena.
Good morning to the listeners. I will rate my MP 3/10. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening, Kwabena. Go ahead, yes.
3/10. And that's the reason is that how can an MP come and sit on the radio and talk and tell us that a party that is very strong in his region, he cannot pull anything. Then can this party and can this know so so for him to come and say these things and to boast about giving schools, Opokwari school 10 computers and from his pocket money, and that he doesn't even see the common fund, what neither here nor there. What you do with your common funds is what you have to tell us. What you do with your pocket money, we don't care about it. If the money comes and we don't see any improvement, it means that we are not doing anything. Now, who are Ashanti regional MP? Who do you mean Puli, Bibiama or constituency? Now the MPs were power then a bit. It means that you don't even have any weight in that parliament that you are there, and so it's not supposed to be there. Thank you very much.
Well, I hear you, and that was Kwabena. He called us from Atasiman, so which of course falls under the Anshazi constituency. Back to the Furukum constituency, we have Erasmus on the line, and the MP is what Dr. Mafo. Erasmus, so rate your MP this morning.
Baby.
Yes, sir.
For me, who's going to get serious? Do you know why?
When
you get to Apiedu, there is a filling station built right opposite the police station. Yes, I'm feeling his house behind that filling station. Look at that stretch of the road. Nothing. Dr. Mahfouz, ever since we voted for him, he has not even come to the. He doesn't even come. He care about the people of Oforikrom. That is what goes into his pocket. But I'm sure from a friend of his, who's also a friend of mine, tells me that he's going again. Probably that is why he doesn't care. But if he's really going to come again, he's going to smell pepper. Thank you.
Well, he's not going to come again. You mean he's not going to contest for the seat again? That's what you're saying. Erasmus there, belonging to the Furukum constituency. Let's go to Boat. Boat says he belongs to the Kwabre East constituency. I think that's where Francisca is, huh? All right, Boat, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Boat, yeah. Welcome. Let's hear you, Boat. How will you rate your MP?
Yeah. My MP, even -5, I won't even give it. Probably is.
Even -5,
we are suffering here. Come and see the road from Juma, Kenya, say, Fadi stretch. When it rains, problem. And brother, even -5. It's even good for us.
Wow.
Thank you.
Hope that they are taking notes and would work, at it. That's the essence of this conversation. I mean, you were voted for by your constituents, hoping to see some development and the betterment of their lives. Mansour is calling us from Asawase and Edriso.
Good morning, Mr. Dave.
Hello, Mansour.
Good morning, Mr. Dave.
All right. So, which constituency you belong to? Asawase, yes.
Asawase and Ejisu, because I stay at Ejisu, that's Achiasi, Emoma Achiasi, that falls in Ejisu constituency, and I work at Awawu, Asawase constituency. Mr. Dave.
Where do you vote?
You said, Mr. Dave.
I'm asking you, where do you vote?
I vote at Asawase.
So your MP is Muntaka. Let's hear you.
But okay, as for Muntaka, 10/10. But the stretch at Mampo, where the gas filling station is, Mr. Dave, they should do something about that stretch. That small stretch, due to that, we don't use that road. I use a motorbike. Even motorbike, I don't use that route. Why? Because it's very, very, very bad. They should do something about it. And for Ejisu, please, I only want roads. Achiasi to Pakosu. Achiasi to Echim Akokwamu. Mr. Dave, when it rains, boy. When we are in dry season, boy. Jonkuma should do something about that route, please.
Mansour, the question we're asking is, how will you rate your MP over 10? You vote at Asawase, but live at Edris where Jonkuma is. When you look at Muntaka's performance, how will you rate him over 10, Mansour?
Mr. Dave, for Muntaka, I said 10/10. For Jonkuma, 0/10 because of the rules are bad.
Let's speak to Pablo, who belongs to the Bosomtwe constituency. That's where the education minister is, Educhum is. Pablo, good morning.
Good morning, King Dave.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. And you?
The Lord is my shepherd, so I'm well. So, Bosomtwe, how will you rate your MP?
Yeah, Bosomtwe, frankly speaking, our MP and Minister for Education, Dr. Osayo Educhum, is doing well. I'll give him 7 out of 10. Apart from education infrastructure, he's doing fantastic. But I'll count on him to look at the health sector, especially Seria Hospital. They are not getting any information from there, and our road too. From Dompasi Junction to Aputoja, the road, Kofi Job has done it, but there's no street post. So I'll give Honorable Dr. Osayo Educhum 7 out of 10. He's doing good. He's doing good.
That is impressive. That is really impressive. Yeah. I'm happy that at least some MPs are doing well and their constituents are
our friend.
Who?
The MP for Bosomtwe.
No, that is a DC. This is MP. MP is Educhum. the Minister for Education. Richard is on the line. He is also from the Aswanse constituency. Hi, Richard. Good morning.
Hi, King David.
Yes, boss.
Good morning to you and the team. Yes, I want to rate my MP, Honorable Mutaka. I think he has done his best, even though he's in opposition now. I believe that, God willing, when the NDC comes back to power, he will continue with the good job that he has done for the constituency. And so I'll give him 8/10.
Well, I hear you. He's going to give him 8/10, and that's somebody from the Aswanse constituency. Let's speak to Sami. Sami is calling from, is it New Edubiase? Oh, Charlie brother, then I was naturally New Edubiase. New Edubiase. It's not New Ebudiase. All right, so Sami is from New Edubiase, where the MP is Abdul Salam Adams, I'm told. So, Sami, good morning. Sami.
Yes, please. In fact, when you go to Parliament, MP is one of the poorest. Because 3 years plus down the line, we've not seen even a pin in the constituency. I don't know. One advice I want to give Honorable Abdul Salam is, when he's done with his 4 years tenure in office, he shouldn't worry himself coming back to the constituency, because we are highly disappointed. We are really highly, not even a single infrastructure have we seen in the constituency. And we've not even seen his contribution that much in Parliament. We don't know what he's doing in Parliament. If I'm to rate him, I rate him minus about 120%. We're born too much. You want to give Honorable Adams. And these upcoming elections, we are really going to change him. Thank you very much.
Well, I hear you, and thanks very much for joining us. Let's go to Bernard. Bernard says he belongs to the Dom Kwabenya, constituency where Adjustafo is. Now, Dom Kwabenya is where my parents are. So that's the constituency they belong to, Dom Kwabenya. So, Bernard, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, hello, Dave. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, I am at the Dom Kwabenya constituency, Accra.
Adjustafo is giving ice cream now.
I just vote just at the atomic plant. There is a polling station there that we vote. If Adjustafo shouldn't come back, he should just stay home. We don't want problem. We don't want trouble. He should just mind his family business. He should leave us alone. We'll be at peace. So we are in fact, if I'm to rate him, I vote at the Dominic Cabinet. If I'm to rate Adjustafo, I'm going to rate him -2 for what he has done. Sorry, for what he has done.
I hear you. Moving on to Achema Kwawoma. And Dr. Salifu is on the line. The MP is Kofi Amankwa Menu, Deputy Defense Minister. Oh, my very good friend, Kofi Amankwa Menu. I remember when we were talking about, the Affair Military Hospital, I called him and he told me as to why the work has stalled and when work will be completed. Even was last year. Dr. Salifu, good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning, my brother Dave.
Boss, how will you rate Kofi?
Thank you guys so much for the wonderful job you guys are doing at Love FM. To be honest, if my memory serves me right, I think when after the voting we made to understand that the highest vote that the MPP had was from, across the entire nation was from Achema Kwawoma. And then luckily enough, our MP2 is a deputy minister of defense. But frankly speaking, our rules are nothing to write home about. Especially when you are from the Kochi station, heading towards the Kwabin Chichura Road, is terrible. It's very deplorable. Sometimes I just wonder whether we are in politics to make money or we are there to help our constituents. So, in fact, sometimes you just look at it and you just don't know what is happening. Do we vote for people to serve us, or do we have to serve? We rather vote for them and then we vote for them and then to serve them. It appears the democracy that Abraham Lincoln says, government of the people, by the people, for the people, is rather the opposite in Ghana. So please, we are actually suffering in this constituency, especially those of us within the Kochi, the Kwame, and then Chichura enclave. Our road, especially the Kochi, the main Kochi, Chichura, the Kwame road, is highly deplorable. And I wish one day when any of you is passing around this Obuasi Kumasi stretch, just stop over at the Kochi station, turn left where the information center is, and see how the road is. When it rains, even the Kochi station, which is our commercial area, you can't even put a phone, not even talk to about where to drive your car. I was shocked as always, man. Within a month or two, you see that they start making noise. So please, talk to our MPs. I'm happy that you guys are on air. And then we are also making our case. This is the only way we can also make our case or our problems known to the entire nation and then the region at large.
Doc, that's why we gave you the opportunity and you've spoken about your situation. Thanks very much for joining our conversation, Doctor, there. Let's go to Edriso, John Kuma's constituency. Ken is on the line. Ken, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, David.
Good morning.
To say what the man said, the one that just spoke before me, we vote to serve our leaders, not for them to serve us. That is Ghana for you. David, maybe I'm blind to what John Kuma is doing or what he has done. Because apart from the MPP office at Ejiso and then Ejiso Gathering Road, there's also another one there. To me, I've not seen anything. That's the reason I'm saying maybe I'm blind. So if I'm to give him a percentage, that would be 20 over 100. So somebody should tell me what he's doing and what he has done. You see, sometimes it baffled me when it's getting to election time. That is when we see our leaders trying to convince the zero-minded Ghanaians that they are doing something for us. And at the end term road has been there for a long time because 2024 is coming. They are doing something. When you go to Besiansi, that is there is a particular place called Kelebi. That is Choba Junction to Kelebi. I've seen them trying to do something. Look, we are not kids. And then once upon a time that we didn't know that they were taking us for fools, it wouldn't be so. So he should do something, and someone should come out and tell me he's doing it or he have done this, and that.
Ken, we hear you, Ken. Thanks very much for joining us. That was Ken. You know, he belongs to the Driso constituency. John Kuma is the MP for that area. Christoph is on the line. Achiman Mwabeja, North Benito Usubu. That's my very good friend's husband. Huh? All right, Christoph, good morning and welcome.
Yes, sir. Good morning, David. I hope you are fine, sir. Okay. David, I operate around that area, but you see, people. I don't want to agree that Honorable Benito Usubio is the most laziest MP in Ghana. David, he's been there for about 20 years. David, if you look at the place from Oshuma Mountrom to Sophia to Adankwame, Barikese, Kapro, Sasso, and all that, David, one of the most impoverished constituencies in Ghana. Nothing works there. Their road network is very bad. The man will not even come there and commune with families. There's no community engagement. There's nothing like social intervention. David, if you look at their market, Adankwame market, Sophia market, David, you will cry for the people. Nothing. And the man, but they said I should tell him that he should not bring himself up again for another election. If not, he will be disgraced. He is the most laziest MP. I'm saying on record that man, he has done nothing.
We just ask you to rate him, not to come and describe him as lazy and stuff like that. Let's speak to John. John is also calling from Oforikrom. So, yes. John, good morning. Welcome, please.
Good morning, David. Good morning to your listeners.
So, who is your MP? How will you rate him?
In fact, I won't give him any mark because I came to Kumasi from Accra 13 years ago. I've stayed at Swami. I've stayed at TUC. I'm now living at the Oforikrom constituency around Apiedu. It's very sad. It is that bad that, I have an SUV, and every day I could hear, underneath my car, a lot of sounds. Why? Because it's as if there's nothing to be done. From the stretch of Bwedi all the way through to Apiedu and beyond. even through tech, through Kote. I mean, I don't know. And we have an MP. I don't even know my assembly member. And I've been there for about 3 years now, in my own apartment. And that's sad. And Ashanti Regional MPs, please. I've lived in Accra. I saw, my area was where Honorable, what's his name? He did so much. Alata Kumia. He did so much work. North Kaneshie, go and see there now. It's as if, because we are in the Ashanti region, and MPP is the home of the country, the party, and everybody loves the people, whatever. So then they won't do anything. But it's sad. It's very, very, very sad.
Well, I hear you, sir. Thanks very much for joining our conversation. Our final caller. We began with the Ofurukum constituency. No, in fact, we began with the Kwadaso constituency, touched on Ofurukum constituency, and ended with the Ofurukum constituency. We picked 17 calls. Out of the 17 calls, 2 callers praised their MPs, Asawase and Educhum at Bosomtwe. The rest, if you're an MP for that area, I'm sure that you advise yourself by now. Some of them are saying, don't even rear your head to come and say you're contesting again. It's not our doing. It's what they feel. That's what they've shared with you this morning. Let's go into our WhatsApp console and take a listen to what people are sharing there as well.
Good morning, Dave, and to you, Team Love FM. Dave, this is your man, Justice Scale 30 Design. You see, Dave, on the rating or on the scale of preference, I'll give my MP 2% as Kwa constituency. No, Dave, you see, our MPs don't do projects. When they are campaigning or when they man the campaign platform, they tell us they will do this. But when we vote for them, it's the other way around, because our constitution does not even permit them to construct road. It does not permit them to even just put on street lights. It's the assembly that has to do all these things. But they will claim the glory at the long run for people to know that, we have done this, we have done that. Let them not deceive us, because they are not in charge of doing that kind of projects. No MP in this country can tell me that he has even used his pocket own pocket money, or let's say common assembly fund, common fund, or whatever fund, to construct 5 kilometer, 2 kilometer, or 1 kilometer road. It does not, and it will not happen. Let no MP deceive us. MPs does not do projects. Period. They are not the project we see in our constituency. They are not in charge.
All right. So yes, they don't construct roads, but they are giving some funding from the GET fund to help with education in the constituency, from the health insurance to help with health facilities or health, issues to improve, and of course from the common fund, the MP's common fund, to bring about other development, including amenities and all that. So they have some resources that, if put to good use, will bring relief to people who live in that very area. Take a listen to this other voice.
Yeah, King Dave, good morning. You people are doing fantastic work this morning. Just to update the entire constituency about what is going on in terms of development. Wow, Bosomtwe, our MP is doing so well in terms of educational infrastructure. So I'll give him 7/10. Honorable Dr. Oseya Edichum is doing fantastic, but the unfortunate thing is that his communicators are not doing good to him. They don't communicate to the people of Bosomtwe what the minister is doing in the constituency. Apart from the education sector, he should also look at the other places in terms of health, in terms of road and other development.
All right, so thank you very much, and we will yeah.
Yeah, David, talking about Educhum education, and he's one minister. Even before anything, I've written an article about Okuja to uploaded them. He's done the Bosomtwe Girls School. Yeah. And Akufo is doing this model schools. He's also gotten some for the schools. So David, look at he's education minister. So he may not be roads minister. And the roads come kakra. Those bogus road the kakras are there. But look at education. He's lobbying for something, and he has his own secondary school too. They do something. By how ministers the energy? We have ministers here roads. as you we Missy Works and House and Mantama, you sanitation, on what the Kuska and Empasia, your coaching. David, sanitation minister, who wants to feel yes. David, let me give you the positions. This minister, parliamentary affairs, 24 years. So I'm last week at
the program. He's going to join us after the 4th for a conversation. But let take a listen to this other voice note, please.
Good morning, Dave. This is Isaac. Kofi, sometimes you should take his time. How many radio stations in Asante Radio is doing the work that Live FM is doing? If we are having even a 2% of radio stations in Asante region doing the work Live FM is doing, we would have seen a lot of changes in Asante region. But for my MP, I'll give him just about 0.5%. We don't even see him in the constituency. Achuma Kwahoma. He is a deputy minister of defense. Come look at Achuma Kwahoma rules. We don't see him. And during election, I don't blame him. Because when you put MPP colors on a bed, the people will still vote for that person.
I think we need to stop saying those things. Charlie, it's changing. Maybe slowly, maybe gradually, but Charlie, it's changing. And if they will sit up, the better for them.
Unless we see the actual change, that session is not
did you ever think that people will hoot at some MPs and throw stuff at MPs?
They have to go a little bit more further by using their thumb to
I'm saying slowly.
If only they say they prime I want to see in a place like Manshia, in a place like Kwadaso, in a place like Bantama. Oh, no more Jina.
Tomorrow we'll talk about the upcoming presidential elections for the NPP. On the 4th of November, they're going to pick somebody to lead the party into the 2024 elections. Who's it going to be? Well, many people have touted, the vice president as the establishment candidate. Is he really an establishment candidate? Candidate Japan did very well, in the Super Delegates elections. Is his fortunes going to improve in any way? Well, for more on that, stay with us and join us tomorrow. But for now, there's going to be that conversation on the Super Morning Show, analyzing the chances of the contestants going into Saturday's election. For now, it's been Love in the Morning. My name is David Akwete. Many thanks to Joella B.J., to Leo Stanley Boite, to Eugene Osetutu, and of course Francis Drury, who was our engineer on duty. For now, we've got some messages for you, and then we'll bring to you the Super Morning Show. Please stay tuned.
1xBet. Big bonuses, big odds, big wins. Download 1xBet app, make a deposit, and you get 300% bonus on up to 3,445 Ghana cedis. The biggest bonus ever. 1xBet is a reliable bookmaker. So head up to 1xBet.com.gh. Register with promo code Welcome Ghana and get a huge welcome bonus on your first deposit right now. Have a chance to win. 1xBet gives you more. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Se wo pese wo ku malaria yade a malaria parasite moawa no entumi no India kan sie bia enu nti ne ehia duro bi te se Luzatra ne sekan wo mu ne yemienu na atumi atu malaria moawa na se totroto Luzatra tumi ne malaria moawa ne disi ani blow by blow enu nti uhia Luzatra kura active ingredient mienu na enu nti malaria parasite no entumi nandan ne ho se ne oyeda no for Luzatra na you malaria yade ni firi ho ansa na obefa malaria duro bia no emra no kire se esese okoye test na ohu se malaria moawa no wo mujam FDA ahwehwe sa adwadie nkratoi age atum se eye Luzatra kutia malaria yade blow by blow blow by blow blow by blow. One
in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back. It's 8:37 on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM, your election headquarters. Of course, we're heading up into a very big weekend. The NPP is going to decide who their flag bearer will be for the 2024 elections, after which the power dynamics in the party are going to feel a little bit of a seismic shift. How will this reflect in the choices available to Ghanaians in the national election? How does this operation carried out by a few 100,000 people reflect on the options that Ghanaians have in terms of who their president can be following the 2024 election, right? We're having a conversation that looks into the experiment of democracy, but also looks into the options that Ghanaians have by way of leaders. Okay, we're getting to that in just a moment. But first, CalBank and Latina Travel and Tours wishes to inform all of us in the business community that there are still limited slots on the CalBank organized business trip to Turkey. It's from the 7th until the 11th of November, so you have a little bit of time. Call Tina on 0244-260-789 to reserve a place now.
Now, experience the excellence and global recognition for British education, combined with Winston and Kojo will give you evidence of the wonderful nature of British education, combined with convenience.
Now you won't give evidence.
Oh, media say.
You are work in progress.
You are the one, the freshest, so continue.
With convenience and affordability at Lancaster University, Ghana. Expand your horizons and elevate your career prospects with a British degree delivered right to your desktop. And apply now and embark on a transformative educational journey that will shape your future. Admissions are currently open for our January intake. That's January 2024. For more information, kindly visit lancaster.edu.gh. You can also contact us via email at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call us at +233 0302 218989 or +233 020 960 7008. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. You need to underline that part. The only British university campus in the entirety of the West African coast.
Great. And you know, a wise man once said, don't just make money, make a difference. And at ABSA, we believe in helping you make a difference. Through our personal loans with an ABSA personal loan, you get up to 500,000 collateral-free loan to finance your personal projects with